Check that. We are good. All right, we good down. All right, let's go to Facebook. Yeah, we there too. All right. Let's go back to Instagram. All right. All right. I keep forgetting. Can't play that. Let's go on and get into it. What's happening? What's cracking? We about to get into some reactions and more. This is the boy Who Is Cute, aka Who Is Quincy on Backyard TV. Go like, comment, subscribe. Just do it. Just do it. But we about to get into some videos and stuff that's been going on lately. Let's actually get into some things. Matter of fact, hold up. Wait 1 minute. Excuse me. There we go. Cut that down some. I don't know why that's so loud. But let's get into
more at driveelectricalabama.com.
A food truck owner shot an armed man who tried to rob.
We about to get into this video. All right. Suspect killed while trying to rob $40 from a food truck, family says. But let's get into the video and actually see what's going on.
The business during the lunch hour in Southwest Houston. No one's in custody and police are calling it a self-defense shooting. ABC 13's Micah Hatfield just spoke to the shooter's family and joins us live with more. Micah?
Eric, I just spoke to the shooter's son. He says this is devastating to his family. He's very fortunate. He feels very fortunate that his mother and his uncle are still alive. They were the ones inside of this food truck. All of this happened today, and they had only made $40.
They open this because the mom knows how to cook, and they just trying to make an honest living. You know, everybody ain't trying to make an honest living. These are trying to make an honest living.
The Elite Eats food truck had only been open an hour today. Derek Howard, one of the owners, was on his way to help his mother and uncle who were manning the truck. Before he could get there, things turned deadly. Did she keep a gun on her just out of fear that something like this might happen?
Correct. 9 days you have to. Look, that's how. It's bad.
Houston police say around 1 o'clock this afternoon, a 23-year-old man pulled up next to the truck on Main Street near Fondren. He asked Howard's mother and uncle what kind of food they served. When they told him, he pulled out a gun. Howard's uncle shut the window to the food truck. Police say the 23-year-old got out of his car, opened the window, put his gun inside, and fired, but it jammed. Howard's mother pulled out a gun of her own and shot the robber.
Thank God, because she's a godly woman. That's why that gun jammed, because God jammed it. Because when she opened that window, he could have shot her, but it jammed.
The robber, only described as a 23-year-old man, died in the parking lot. Police called this a self-defense shooting. No one is in custody. Howard's mother was taken to the hospital because she had a panic attack. He says all of this was over only $40. That's all they had made today.
People need to get a job and stop trying to rob people, because some people are trying to make an honest living.
In Southwest Houston, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13.
$40? You lost your life for $40?
Jesus Christ.
That is crazy. That is crazy. $40. I mean, I mean, rest in peace, but yeesh. For $40, then your gun jam. I mean, honestly, they was just working, and you going in there try to rob someone on a food truck. That is crazy. I guess some people be hurting. It's tricky, very tricky. But hey, to each his own. I'll adjust that microphone. But to each his own. I get it. You got to get your money some type of way. Some type of way.
News.
Hello. All right. What's been going on? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, let's get into who did beat up 6ix9ine. Allegedly put the hands on him. Put the hands on him. I mean, that's what's bound to happen regardless of the fact. It was bound to happen. Someone was going to put hands on him. He lucky he just got beat up. Probably a couple broken ribs, little concussion and all that. But, hey. That's tricky.
Man, what's up?
But let's get into this video
from EOS.
1090 Jake. It's that Ladder King facing 15 years after attacking 15 years. But they probably gonna have some money by the time they get out. But 15 years? But he is an informant. Hey.
It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on a high-ranking member of the Latin Kings being arrested for the 6ix9ine beatdown with his own son. Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Palm Beach County sheriffs responded to the LA Fitness in Lake Worth, Florida after reports of an assault. The victim was identified as 26-year-old Daniel Hernandez, who's more commonly known as the rapper 6ix9ine. He'd been working out and when finished, made his way to the gym's locker room, which was located towards the southwestern part of the facility. While inside the locker room, 2 Hispanic males can be seen on surveillance camera entering the gym. They were identified as 23-year-old Octavius Medina and 25-year-old Anthony Maldonado. Anthony can be seen walking up to the front desk and logging in as a member, while Octavius was joining him as a guest. Moments later, Octavius walks to the front entrance, appearing to be on the phone. He'd stay at the window before heading for the front door when he opened it for a man that's well known to law enforcement. 43-year-old Rafael Medina Jr., a documented Latin king who goes by the name King Leo, walked with his son straight to the locker room.
Oh, that's his son.
Surveillance video would lose sight, and approximately 4 to 5 minutes later, all three men would exit the locker room. Octavius could be seen holding a white pair of sneakers, while the three men immediately exited the gym. The next person to exit the locker room was 6ix9ine, whose face was now bleeding, swelling, and bruising as he walked through the gym.
Basically, what it sounds like, they robbed him. That's probably a part of what they're getting hit for robbery. Taking it. Pause.
Jesus Christ.
But yes. Obviously, that's tricky.
Without sneakers. Palm Beach County deputies arrived on scene to assist 6ix9ine in the investigation. The 911 caller stated 6ix9ine was in obvious pain and told LA Fitness staff that the suspect stole his cell phone, sneakers, and the key to his Lamborghini Urus that was left in the parking lot. He'd be transported from the scene to the hospital where his injuries were treated and reported as non-life threatening as he was later released. After the investigators reviewed all surveillance video and spoke with all staff witnesses, they made their way to 6ix9ine's residence for a sworn statement. Arriving at the gated community, they spoke with the security guard who said a tow truck transported 6ix9ine's Lamborghini back to his home. 6ix9ine had also told him he was afraid the suspects were going to locate his address and continue to hurt him. According to the probable cause affidavit, 6ix9ine spoke with the investigator multiple times since the attack, and 6ix9ine confirmed the suspect stole his white Balenciaga sneakers, his Lamborghini key fob, and his iPhone.
Ain't no good reason.
At no time did he give them permission to take anything, and all items were forcibly taken with extreme violence. 6ix9ine then told investigators he was taken to Bethesda West Hospital and has noticeable scars from the incident. He continued to state he was scared due to the fact that the three attackers had continued to strike and kick him. Palm Beach County sheriffs would put out an alert through social media asking anyone with information to come forward, and someone would comment under the sheriff's post writing, "Zell me my reward," with a video of 6ix9ine being attacked by all three men. A second comment would go even further, posting an Instagram account of a man named Bullet Guzman, alleging he was the main attacker seen on video after he shared the video to his own Instagram story. It would later be determined he had nothing to do with the attack. According to the affidavit, the sheriff's department received several hundred anonymous tips, one of which identified the father-son duo. Another tip was received from a reliable confidential source who received a call from the father, Rafael Medina Jr., and he'd tell the confidential source he wanted to confess to the crimes he committed on video, stating he was wrong and was overwhelmed with anger. Investigators would note Rafael is a documented high-ranking member of the Latin Kings and has been for years. Just recently, gang unit detectives developed intelligence that Rafael is the Inca of the Palm Beach County chapter of the Latin Kings. The Inca is the first crown of a chapter and considered the president of that chapter. His criminal history would show he was sentenced to 120 months in prison after a Latin King federal gang RICO in the mid-2000s targeting drug distribution. Based on the investigation and the evidence presented, along with Rafael wanting to confess his crime to law enforcement, investigators found probable cause to arrest all three men with the attack and robbery of Tekashi 6ix9ine. Only 9 days after the attack, all three men were placed in custody charged with second-degree robbery, punishable by up to 15 years in Florida State Prison, and first-degree misdemeanor battery, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. Bond was set for all three men. Rafael's at $52,000 and the other two at $22,000. Only having to pay 10%, all three men can be expected to be released and have been issued a no contact order, meaning they can have zero contact with 6ix9ine or each other pending the remainder of the case.
Oh, wow.
6ix9ine has since been seen in Cuba, dropped a Spanish song for his Latin fans, and addressed the situation through an Instagram post saying,
Nah, he trying to
first time
definitely step
addressing the
away from
situation.
hip-hop.
For 2 years, I've been walking around with no security. Not saying I promote that, but now you see I really never hid from anything. If you ever crossed my path or came to my house, you girls know who you are. You can tell the world Danny drives his own cars and be solo. You know how many of you people see me in real life by myself in gas stations, supermarkets, restaurants, etc. Anyway, what happened here was nothing but cowardly. I'm not mad this happened. In the streets, there's no rules, so I can't say they were wrong. Obviously, it wasn't fair, but again, the streets have no rules. Just imagine having nothing to do with the situation and feel obligated to make it your business. Very weird. I'm happy to be here still, and I want to say I love my fans. Thank you. P.S. I never knew we respected jumping people. When did that ever become a win? Now, one can only assume when Raphael called a reliable confidential source, he was calling his lawyer, who then notified law enforcement. His client planned on turning himself in before sheriffs executed a search warrant on his house and forcibly took him in. But small details that have been left out by the mainstream media may have a huge effect in this case. The same day the three men were arrested, 6ix9ine would do a news interview with El Gordo y La Flaca, a Spanish news show based out of Miami. Although I can't play the actual video due to copyright issues, while speaking Spanish, 6ix9ine details how when he was fought to the ground, everything fell out of his pockets. He'd go on to say a random bystander in the locker room was the actual one that took his iPhone, clarifying it wasn't any of the men attacking him. In fact, it said that Octavius, who's apparently on video walking with 6ix9ine sneakers after the attack, threw the sneakers before leaving the scene. Whether or not he confused them with his own Crocs that repeatedly came off during his Stomp the Yacht performance, it's debatable. But it's looking like the attackers may have a great shot at getting the robbery case thrown out, in which they'd be left facing a misdemeanor battery.
Okay.
The only item that's unaccounted for is the Lamborghini key fob, which they'd be able to argue one of the random bystanders took it, coinciding with what 6ix9ine said in his news interview. Now, I'm gonna be honest.
You know he gonna snitch.
To hit 6ix9ine in any way, you gotta be a little bit brave and you gotta be a little bit off. Because you understand, touching that kid, you're gonna have a lot of eyes on you, a lot of attention on you. You know, it's like dude said in the video, I wanna be famous. You got exactly what you asked for. A lot of people, a lot of rappers understood touching 6ix9ine is a crash out mission. You're gonna crash out. If you can accept the consequences that come with that, like, you know, getting a battery charge and facing up to a year in jail, cool. But the fact that something was taken from him now turns this into a robbery, punishable by up to 15 years. But this is where I feel like 6ix9ine may have messed up, maybe not. Maybe he wasn't trying to punish the dudes that attacked him, because he clarified on that news station it wasn't them that took his phone. All of his stuff fell out. Maybe he actually watched the dude that took his phone take it. He can't identify him, but he can identify the fact that it wasn't one of the attackers, which is gonna benefit them in their case. Now, as far as what 6ix9ine said about getting jumped and it being unfair, to be honest with you, he got off light. It really doesn't hit the same because of the time period that this happened. If 6ix9ine got jumped like this back when he was dissing dead people and dissing people's gangs,
it would have been a little different.
Being the villain, the portrayal of a villain that really boosted his career. If he got jumped back then, it would have hit 10 times harder, literally. But because it happened so late, it doesn't really have the same effect. I'll say this though, what happened to him was minor compared to what I assume people wanted to do to him.
His kid, man.
Getting jumped, I mean, he's saying it's a cowardly thing, but the same gang that he was repping, you gotta get jumped in. Damn near every single gang, you gotta get jumped in.
I mean,
if you violate, if you need to get disciplined, you get jumped. This is just normal protocol, you know? You're supposed to get your ass whooped. It ain't supposed to be fair. It's supposed to hurt. And it's a whole lot better than getting jumped in prison when instead of punching you, they're hitting you with knives. So in that sense, he got off light. It just looks intense because a lot of people haven't seen
people get
someone
beat up
getting flipped like that unless they've been incarcerated or in the streets. Now, is he wrong for feeling like he can go around without security? I mean, that's on him. He may feel like he's changed directions and he's been hanging out with different YouTubers that don't have the same street ties, and he may feel like he doesn't have to worry about the same thing. I don't know. I can't tell him what to do. I wouldn't tell him what to do. At the end of the day, what happened happened. I'm not happy about it. I don't really feel any way about it.